Hello, hello, and welcome to Soul Infused Monday. So, let's get started by taking a nice deep breath. Just take a breath, take a nice deep breath. And I am live at the moment, and if you're watching this on the replay, just take a moment to breathe, take a moment to settle in, take a moment to remove any distractions, get a glass of water, get something to make notes, invite a friend, do whatever you need to do in order to arrive and settle in. So, if you are already watching the live stream, leave a comment below, say hello. And do that also if you're watching the replay, because I always like to see who is watching, and I always read every comment. And if a question is coming up throughout the show, please post the question, because I'm happy to answer it. Hi, Tine. Europe is in the house, so we're gonna start in just a moment. I'm actually gonna talk today about the solutions, or the solution to all your problems. It's a big statement. And, I'm gonna bring perspective into that. But hi, Lynn, good morning, Ling, so happy you made it. So the solution to your problems. And it sounds simple. It is simple. It's not always easy, and I'm not going to promise that I'm going to solve your problems, all your problems today, and I'm also not going to promise that it's going to happen overnight. But there is a method, a strategy, a modality, whatever you want to call it. Hi, Alyssa. Happy you made it. So yeah, I'm going to take another minute. If you're already on the live stream, and you want to take a minute to grab some water, to take some notes, whatever you need to do, mute your phone, close the windows on your computer, wherever you're watching this, so that you are totally undisturbed. Take 3 nice deep breaths. And while you do all of that, I'm going to take a sip of water and let people jump in. How is your summer, by the way? It's a hot, hot summer here. Like, how are you doing? Like, how's your summer? And because I'm going to talk about the solution to your problem, think of a problem that you might have. Not too much, don't go into too much into it, but maybe you want to use it. You want to use this Soul Infused Monday show today to kind of like tackle one of your so-called problems, okay? So, again, let me get started. Welcome officially to the Soul Infused Monday show. If you're new to my show, my name is Sonia Bueno de la Torre. I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm an energy healer. I'm here to help you to really tune in and live a soul-infused life, whatever that means to you today. Hi, Darlene. Yes, you made it live. So happy to see you. Okay, fantastic. So, the solution to your problems. Okay, so first of all, and I'm just going to share some of my experiences, some of my wisdom, some of my knowledge. You take what resonates with you and what you don't want to have, or what creates maybe triggers or resistance or judgment. Be aware of it. Don't bite into it. Move forward with what is valuable to you. And so I want to rephrase or kind of like use the word problem in a different way. Hi, Linda. And what if you, instead of say problem, and not to say problem is not a problem, like it's not a big deal, but everything is energy. And when we use the word problem a lot, it kind of like has an undertone of, oh, it's problem, it's heavy, it's something to be solved, it's something that we struggle with, right? So all of that, oh, I hear ya, hot and cooling. Thank you for sharing your summers. Yeah, thank you, Alyssa, Linda, Lynn, I hear you, yes. And so instead of problem, we could say a challenge. Instead of a problem, we could say an opportunity. Instead of saying a problem, it could be a situation, an experience, an energetical phenomena. Okay? So that's just a little inspiration. You can use the word problem as much as you want. And at the same time, if you start using it in a different way, it gives you also an energetical shift. Does it make sense? Okay. So, take a nice deep breath. And I'm certain that you've heard this quote before from Albert Einstein, that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created the problem, right? Have you heard that before? If yes, click the like or love button, yeah? So now I want to take this and taking a step further, because it's not only about the thinking. The question is, where's the thinking coming from? And how does it apply to the energetics and to spirituality, okay? So I approach everything from a higher perspective. I always approach everything from a consciousness perspective, from an energetical perspective. So, if you just tune into that for a moment, you cannot solve the problem from the same, I call it mindset, energy state of being. Could be mental, emotional, spiritual, energetical, than when the problem was created. And that's a really, it's you might have heard it a million times, but I want you to take it really in today, because one piece of the solution, it's not the whole solution, but one piece of the solution to your problems is to first get yourself out of the mindset where you have the problem. Does it make sense? Right? So, and also to step aside from the problem, and that goes with going within instead of focusing outside, right? Let's say the problem can occur in many different ways. A problem could be anything. Like, give me a few of your problems, but very short. Like, not whole story, because I can't I might have a hard time, but I can use your problems so to make a point, right? Maybe you're anxious about money, maybe you have health issues, maybe you need to come up with something, I don't know, there's so many problems, there are a million problems out there, right? It does not matter so much what the problem is itself, right? It's how you approach it, how you deal with it, and how do you look at it from a perspective of finding a solution. And even sometimes finding a solution when it comes from the mindset of where you created it will be difficult to find a solution. But I want you to know that there is a way that you can handle any obstacle, challenges, opportunities, problems, whatever you want to call it. Eating for emotional comfort. Yeah, overeating, here's one. Crohn's disease and the challenges of depression, gut-brain connection, yes. Depression, overeating, addiction, anxious about health, money, okay, yes, 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 and yes. And I still handle those like everybody else. It's just from a different level or in a different way. So for a moment, just because you brought those up, and everything I'm saying is part of the solution, right? Because again, if you didn't jump in the right beginning, I'm not going to solve your problems today, right? It's not going to happen overnight. But I'm going to tell you how you can do that, okay? Does it make sense so far? Is this a topic that you're interested in? Send me some love. And addiction, overeating, anxiety, health. There is an element, and I can tune at least for you that you just shared it with me. I'm saying this specifically to you, but it applies to everyone. The judgment around it. And that you shouldn't feel this way is part of staying in the problem. Okay? Just bear with that. The judgment around it, the resistance, the trying to get rid of it, that's part of staying in the problem. Why? Because it's the same mindset where it's kind of like unconsciously being created. So the solution to any type of opportunity to shift, challenge, problem, experience, energetical phenomena is to shift your perspective, make a shift in consciousness, a shift in energy, a shift in mindset first. Because if you stay in the energy, in the consciousness of where you are struggling with the problem, you're not gonna get outside of it to actually find a solution. Okay? So, the first level of it is when you do look at your problem, whatever problem you chose. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be an important problem. You can apply this to anything. Let it be very simple. So you look at the problem, and first you look at the problem and say, okay, where's my energy? How am I feeling? Where am I focused in my body? What's my mindset around the problem? Check that first. I'll give you an example energetically of chakra system, okay? So energy system. Let's say the lower chakras, the first, second, and third chakra, the base chakra, the second chakra, and the solar plexus, they're very called lower, not because they're bad, but low vibration is more instinctual, more survival, and a lot of our emotional distress, our triggers, our lower consciousness resides in the lower chakras. So let's use the base chakra for a moment. Base chakra is about survival. It's instinctual, animal instincts, raw. And let's say you look at the problem and your energy is focused in the base chakra. Let's say you're kind of caught up in the lower energies of the base chakra. You feel not safe, you don't trust, and you are afraid. Right? So fear, not trusting, not feeling safe. So no matter what you're gonna try to fix the problem, if you don't shift your energy from the base chakra up to a different perspective, to a different consciousness so you can see through different lenses, you're not gonna find a different solution. Same with the second chakra, inner child, emotional woundings. You feel abandoned, you're afraid of judgment, whatever is going on, there's a wounding, there's trauma. You have that problem, you felt hurt, someone didn't call you back, or you got rejected, or something, and your inner child is active. And if you don't go there and sort that out and you shift your energy to a different perspective, from that inner child perspective, you're not gonna find the solution. So the solution to any problem you have is to literally shift your energy. So it's not for me like a mindset shift, like with what the quote says about it's the thinking. It's the thinking, but it's more than the thinking, because who is thinking? Who is thinking in that moment? Is it your higher self thinking? Are you connected to your wisdom of the crown? Are you connected to your soul? Are you connected to a higher consciousness? Are you connected to a higher frequency? Or are you locked down in fear, anxiety, inner child, triggers, distrust, not feeling safe? So the solution is first, and I'm teaching this forever. And I'm going to repeat it, and I'm going to give you some resources today, and also a practical step for you to do this, okay? So, the solution, I've been teaching this for 15 years, however long, since forever you've followed me, I've been teaching this. Evolving it. The solution is first you go in. You want to check what's the source and who is looking at the problem? What's my thinking about the problem? Through which lenses am I looking at this? In which chakra am I kind of polarized at the moment? And then through breathing, shifting, going in, you start bringing the energy up. You start bringing your mindset, your energy, your perspective, your consciousness, you bring it up. You climb up the mountain. And you keep climbing up the mountain. And you can do this with me right now. You keep climbing up the mountain. Just even if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just look up. Just imagine you bring your awareness up. You bring your attention up. You bring your breath up. You turn your third eye up. You bring your energy up. Just follow along with me. Just do it. Look up to the sky. Imagine a mountaintop. Imagine you're just climbing up the mountain. The mountain, once you're up in the mountaintop itself has no business what's going on. It doesn't even care. It doesn't even influence what's going down there. Like whatever is going down at the, I don't know how it's called, but I sometimes come up with these ideas. But the mountaintop is not influenced by what's going on down here. This is always your way up. You can always go up for a higher perspective. You can always go up for another consciousness, for more spaciousness, for more wisdom, for real truth. Because if you stay locked into where the problem began, that is always, nearly always, combined with judgment and resistance and shame, you're not gonna find a solution to your problem. Okay, so I've said a lot of things. Let me know what's landing here for you and if you have any questions. I'm not done yet, but I want you to really sink that in. Number one, you have the power always. It doesn't mean you find the solution right away. It doesn't mean you find the solution that you want. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be painful. It just means that you have the power because you can only shift what's inside of you and you cannot control the outside. Okay? You can try, and we try all the time, to control the circumstances, to control the outside, to create a different result. But the only result you can really change is the inside. And the problem is not what is even the origin of the problem is not even relevant in that moment. Is like, okay, going in, who is addressing the problem? Who is thinking? And in which consciousness am I in? Am I in survival mode? Am I fight or flight? Am I in fear? Am I in addiction? Am I in shame? And it's like, or do I, and how can I access going up? The how to, I've told you many times, and I will give you some resources today. Okay, so let me see if you have any questions or any comments. Especially, yeah, here I get worries about money, a lot chaos and struggle around daily survival. Yes, depression. Yeah, you see, guys, we all struggle with the same thing. We all experience the same flow of energy. And what if you see a problem, instead of a problem that is bad, it's an energetical phenomena that you can shift, that you have the opportunity to shift. And I know it's not always easy, especially when physical pain is involved, or like some things drag us down more, bring us more down into density than other. But the issue is the same, the phenomena is the same. So you have an opportunity every time. And it doesn't mean, oh my God, I have to be perfect. Everything is always bubbles and roses and yeah. It's like, no, it's consciousness. And consciousness creates freedom and space. And you master the skill over time. I'm still mastering that skill. Don't ever think, oh yeah, I've done this already. I know, yeah, I'm good. When you're there, you're already in a consciousness of not finding a solution because it closes up the door, right? But it's like the lightness you have, the trust you have, the spaciousness, the freedom, with the ability to be an observer and have the experience of something that is painful, and at the same time you hold space for that, and at the same time you can bring in your consciousness, you can bring in the soul, the higher self, the wisdom, and look at it from a different perspective to find a solution. Okay, so let me check here real quick if you have any questions, and then so a great question here. How can we improve ourselves? And I would always ask a question, how can I? Always personal. How can you? Not everyone, because it applies to you. So how can I improve day by day in such uncertain environment? Great question. I will answer that in just a second. I just want to see if there's another question. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so how can I? And if you've followed me for a while, you know the answer, and I will give you the answer. You shift your energy. How do you shift your energy? One of the most powerful tools that I use is meditation. A certain type of meditation, an energy-based meditation, and that's the tool. Like ultimately, you really got to do the inner work. Most likely with someone, because we never go as deep as we go by ourselves. So if you've not invested in yourself and some sort of real deep inner work, then it's something that you get to do. And if you're at a position where you don't want to spend money right now, there's so much free stuff out there, at least to support the journey. Energy-based meditation that incorporates what I just shared, that going in, going up, shifting your energy, bringing that energy down, and I have tons of them for you. And I actually took the time before I went on this show today to make a note of some that I did, and I will give you the numbers, so grab something to write, because there's no excuse for you not to do it, right? There's just an awareness, there's just a perspective, a part in us that keeps us in resistance, and that's okay too. It's okay to be resistant. I'm the queen of resistance on a lower level. On the true spiritual level, I trust. And I can always go there because I do it every day. Okay? So how can you every day take time to shift your energy, do the inner work? And I will give you the resources I have, and they're all for free today, right? So this is even for free. Come back every Monday. Why are you not showing up every Monday, right? How can you come up every Monday? Listen to guided meditation if meditating by yourself is difficult, if you don't know exactly about the energy. And even if you have a hard time meditating, just follow the flow, let the mind, do its thing, and just keep the motion of going in, up, down, and out, okay? Way too much self-judgment. Too grateful to hear this. You're very welcome. No matter what I do, my mind does not stop. Of course not. Your mind is not going to stop, Alyssa. That's the whole point. Don't try to stop the mind. Oh, God, just take a breath. I just felt it. Oh, what pressure and how just like a weight off the shoulders. Don't try to stop your mind. Your mind is never going to stop. Your mind is there to, your mind only purpose and job is to think. Take a breath. Take a breath. Relax. It's going energetically beyond above the mind. The mind is still going to do his thing. Do you think my mind stops when my mind is busy every time. As long as you're in a human incarnation, in a human body, the mind, the psychology of the mind will be thinking. Take a breath. Take the pressure off. And just let it be purely energetical. Don't be attached to the outcome. Love it. Thank you for sharing. And I hear you. I hear the struggle. Keep going, Melissa. I'm feeling like giving up. Yes, keep going. I needed this today. Yes. What if my mind never stops? Do I accept this? Yes. I just answered that question. I have lost my passion to even do my inner work. It was the most important thing in my life. For decades, I feel lost. That's okay, Melissa. Take a breath. It's okay to feel lost. Totally okay. Totally okay. It's one step on your journey, and it goes up and down, and sometimes you feel like, oh, fuck this is not working for me. I don't want to do this anymore. That's okay. It's not a problem if you look at it from a higher perspective. It's a step on your journey. Take a rest. It's okay. Be in acceptance. And if you do want to continue the work, that you will, because your soul will be stronger at some point, otherwise you wouldn't show up here on Mondays, then you get help. If you find yourself, you can't go out of it by yourself, then you ask for help. It's okay. Take the pressure off. You're very welcome, Alyssa. Okay, so grab a pen and a paper. I'm going to give you some numbers of the Soul Infused Monday shows I did where I actually do a live meditation with you, where I actually literally help you to shift your energy in front of my own eyes. Okay? So, and if you haven't meditated today, for whatever reason, take time after the show, 5 minutes, 1 minute, I don't care. Just do it every day for 1 minute. 1 minute is not going to cut it. But if you're kind of like in a place where, I feel stuck, something is not working, just take 1 freaking minute. When it comes to a spiritual journey, there's so much stuff that is like so against that. Next Monday, unless I change my mind, because Spirit talks to me all the time, I'm going to talk about the biggest traps in spirituality that you want to avoid. That I just thought of something, but I don't have the time for you today. So, Soul Infused Monday show, and you find them here on Facebook, you find them on YouTube. There's no excuse. You can just listen to them. You can watch them. You can move it forward if you don't want to see the beginning or the end. You have tons of free meditation from me. Like, there's so much material. Don't think too much about it. Just do it. Okay? Numbers of meditations that I did in the past that I wrote down. And now I don't find the paper. I have the wrong paper in my hand. Okay. Do you want me to get it real quick? Would you wait here for 10 seconds? I was up all night. My mind was reliving all my mistakes, or could have pull by. Oh gosh, I hear you. Nights is the worst. Sleepless nights are the worst. I can tell you, I haven't slept good in weeks. I'm going through some stuff. I have some environmental toxins that are knocking me out at night. Nights are the worst. And yes, please, yes, okay, let me grab it. And while I do that, take a nice deep breath, reflect on what you heard, and start writing what's landing for you. What's your biggest takeaway so far? What's your biggest takeaway so far? And write a comment while I'm gone, okay? Go. Ta-da! Here I am. You are so inspirational. Yes, please. I stay up all night too. Yeah. Hey, who stayed up all night? You are not alone. Jesus, it's the worst. Even more important, acceptance of where you are. Lynn, great takeaway. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. At night, it's so challenging, and I want to take the moment to talk about this because the night is when we are so vulnerable, you know, for so many reasons. Are you okay, Sonia? Of course I'm okay. Why wouldn't I be okay? I guess you just jumped in. Yes, I'm super okay. Do I not look okay? My biggest takeaway is to shift my energy. Yes, look up to the mountain. Yes, great takeaway. Oh my God, this is such a great picture. If you're at the toughest, and you take a breath, first of all, you say, it's okay that I feel this way. You breathe up and you just imagine, hey, I'm just going up the mountain. It's a little bit of a tough stretch right now. Focus on something that you're grateful for, just as long as, you know, the night is going on. Just focus on something that you're grateful for. There's always something. Also, when we're physically challenged, there's always something that is working. The funniest thing I was thinking about the other day. So I do this whole grateful thing in the morning, and it's like I'm grateful that I can breathe through my nose, if that's the case, because sometimes we can't. I'm grateful that I can hear. I'm grateful that I can move my fingers, even though I have some pain lately here that I'm working through. I'm grateful for different things. And then I think of body parts that we never think of. Like I was thinking, I was laughing about this, but oh, I've never had pain on my chin. Like, oh, I'm so grateful that my chin is like, you know, I have never an issue with my chin. Like, how great is that? You have a body part, no matter how sick you are, that is functional and working. And if nothing else, be grateful that you're hearing, because you're hearing me right now. Little things, basics, until the next day comes, and then, especially after a sleepless night, every day, but especially after a sleepless night, no matter how tired you are and no matter how your mind is going to tell you, oh my God, I can't have no time for this, you got to meditate. You got to shift your energy, because otherwise your day will be screwed. I'm very clear. Like you are responsible how your day is going to go. And either you can go up or you can keep going downhill. Good reminders. Yes, yes, yes. Biggest takeaway that I'm hearing from many sources also, being still, quiet, and going up. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, I had to kind of get it out of the garbage bin. Here are numbers of Soul Infused Monday shows that I literally guide you through an exercise to shift your energy, to clear your energy, to guide you into a meditation. And even you just listening to me today, if you just keep listening to me today, if you just keep listening and coming up, everything I do is always going to help you to go up. Any word I speak, anything will help you to go up, because that's what I constantly do. Okay? You can tap into my energy. You can channel your inner Sonia if you want to, you know? But you can channel your inner guru, whatever that is. Soul Infused Monday shows are few that I found. I'm sure I have more. Number 122. Number 133. 141. 148. And all Soul Infused Monday shows have a number on YouTube or on Facebook. You just look them up. 122, 133, 137. No, not 137, but never mind. It's good, sure. I'm sure it's a good one. 141 and 148. So these are the Soul Infused Monday shows. Then I have two really, really good other options. I did in 2018, and you find this all, it's all organized. And I will post it somewhere so that I make it even easier to you. In 2019, I did the Soul Infused Holidays that were, I think, 8 or 10 days, I don't remember, but day number 8 of the Soul Infused Holidays, day number 8, I do an energy balancing meditation with you. And then 2018 on the Soul Infused Summer Training, that if you have not watched that, it's 10 videos. Highly recommend go back to that. But if nothing else, day number 10, where I actually use everything I taught, that it would be better you have that, but it doesn't matter, and then you listen to number 10, day number 10 for the meditation, okay? Any questions? I'm going to repeat it one more time. 122, 133, 141, 148, Soul Infused Monday show. And then Soul Infused Summer, day number 10, Soul Infused Holidays, day number 8. Take a breath right now. So, the solution is an energy shift. And the energy shift is getting your energy back in first, because usually we are all outside of ourselves, all over the place, not centered, not grounded. First, you gut in, bring your energy in, ground yourself, center yourself, become present, tune into where is the problem and who is thinking and who is looking at it and which voices am I listening to. If you're caught up in the problem, you're not listening to your soul. We're listening to our inner critic, our judge, our pusher, our controller, our inner child, like all of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just psychologically what you do. But you have a chance. You have the power to change that. And then you want to start moving the energy up. And if moving up to the soul, to the higher self, way too much, you're not there yet, just move it up to your heart. And imagine like the upper part of your heart. You move the energy from your base, from your second chakra, from your solar plexus, like doing, power, judge. You bring it up to the heart. And you tune into your heart. Just that level alone will make a huge difference. Thank you, Darlene, and you're very welcome. So happy you're here. Just that level of heart-centeredness will make a difference on how you approach a problem, approach that opportunity for you to shift, that challenge, that energetical phenomena. And then take it even further, like third eye. Oh my gosh, up to the upper part of the third eye. And I teach this a lot. It's very advanced stuff, by the way. And not many people talk about this. So, and a lot of the stuff you literally cannot do by yourself, but you can do the support by yourself. The deeper inner work, the real deeper inner work that does the deep transformation, that's what I do with my clients when I help them work through stuff. You cannot do that by yourself. But you can do the meditation. You can do the support. Go up to the third eye. Everything will change. And then the more you do it, the more you get there, the more you climb up the mountain, the higher you go to the mountain. Don't judge yourself because you're not up the mountain. Just take one step up. Just one little chip, just a little up. Don't you feel you grew already just by watching this today? And thank you for the love. And thank you, Darlene. This is also a good one. Yeah, my Soul Infused Monday shows, I feel like more inspired. Like, I reach up higher and higher, and I often don't even know what I'm going to talk about until the day that I'm going to talk about it. And it's so relevant every time. So here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do. Take a breath. If you haven't done it so, put Mondays 12 p.m. Eastern Time as a recurring event, as a recurring meeting in your calendar, as long as I'm still doing it. I don't know how long I'm going to do that. And I'm not saying that to make you feel scared or anything. It's just because I literally don't know. I'm transitioning. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Put it in your calendar as a recurring event. Show up every Monday. And if you're not able to join live, put it as a recurring event, as a replay. Because if you don't do it within the 48, 72 hours afterwards, you most likely won't do it. And it can change everything. So now, go listen to some of the meditations, do one every day. You have so many options. The free meditation app called Insight Timer has free meditations from me as well, and some of my poems. You got so much good stuff. Just make sure it's an energy-based energy shift that will help you. I'm good. I'm done. Amen. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I love your commitment to showing up every Monday. I can't wait to see you again next Monday. And if you haven't posted yet what was your biggest takeaway today, please do so. Do it for yourself, to anchor it. Do it for someone else who just needs to hear what you have to say today, and do it for me as a feedback. So, what's your biggest takeaway? Leave a comment below, and please share this with someone you love if it was valuable to you. If it was valuable to you, you know it will be valuable for someone else. So help me spread the word. Help me share this high vibrational knowledge so that we really can do and make a difference in the world together. Because the only way is up. It's like the solution to so many world problems. It's not easy, but it's simple. It's going in first. Do your own inner work. Take responsibility for yourself. In, go up, go down, and then you bring it out. Take a breath. Center yourself, come back to yourself, become present, and let the soul be your guide for the rest of the day. Much love.